Hello, friends. Just hearing the rock and roll on Wolfman Jack's radio, seeing that white Thunderbird cruise through the night, or watching classic cars glow beneath the neon lights is enough to bring an unforgettable era back to life. American Graffiti became a timeless symbol of American cinema and an enduring memory for an entire generation. More than 50 years later, let's revisit the remarkable cast, see who is still with us, and remember those we have sadly lost. Richard Dreyfuss, at the age of 24, took on the role of Kurt Henderson, a bright and thoughtful young man facing the biggest decision of his life, whether to leave his hometown of Modesto for college or remain with everything he had always known. Over the course of one unforgettable night, Kurt wandered neon-lit streets, reconnected with old friends, listened to the legendary Wolfman Jack, and became captivated by a mysterious blonde woman in a white Thunderbird who smiled, spoke only a few words, and disappeared. His search gradually came to symbolize youth, hope, and dreams forever out of reach. The film became a box office sensation, earned 5 Academy Award nominations, and defined a generation. Richard Dreyfuss, born on October 29, 1947, endured difficult years while battling cocaine addiction at the height of his fame, a struggle that affected both his health and career. Through determination, he overcame those challenges and continued delivering acclaimed performances that strengthened his reputation as one of Hollywood's most respected actors. Now 78 years old, he remains an enduring symbol of 1970s American cinema, while Kurt Henderson continues to represent the uncertainty and promise of youth. Ron Howard, at the age of 18, portrayed Steve Bolander, a confident and popular teenager with a bright future already waiting for him. As Kurt Henderson's closest friend, Steve was preparing to leave his hometown for college, convinced that a new chapter would bring endless opportunities. Before saying goodbye, however, he found himself caught in an emotional struggle with his girlfriend, Lori Henderson. While Steve believed they should be free to date other people during college, Lori wanted to remain committed to their relationship. Their arguments, breakups, and heartfelt reunions gradually taught Steve that love could never be guided by logic alone. The role marked Ron Howard's successful transition from beloved child star to respected adult actor. Ron Howard, born on March 1, 1954, faced tremendous pressure as he worked to move beyond the image of a child actor and earn recognition as an adult performer. He later built an extraordinary career behind the camera, directing acclaimed films including Apollo 13, A Beautiful Mind, and Cinderella Man, earning the Academy Award for Best Director. Now 72 years old, Ron Howard is regarded as one of America's most influential filmmakers, and Steve Bolander remains the role that bridged 2 remarkable chapters of his career. Paul Le Mat, at the age of 27, brought John Milner to life, the legendary street racer admired throughout town as the undisputed king of the neon-lit summer nights. Behind the wheel of his yellow Ford coupe, John became the embodiment of a generation fueled by roaring engines, late-night drag races, and pride in the hot rod culture. Yet beneath his fearless reputation was a man beginning to realize that his era was slowly coming to an end. Even in victory, he understood that a younger generation would eventually take his place. The role made John Milner one of the most unforgettable figures in American car culture and a lasting symbol of youthful freedom. Paul Le Mat, born on September 22, 1945, was widely expected to become one of Hollywood's next major stars following his breakout success. Although his later career never reached the same level as several of his fellow cast members, he earned lasting admiration from movie fans. Now 81 years old, Paul Le Mat remains closely identified with America's hot rod culture, while John Milner continues to stand as one of the greatest street racing icons ever portrayed on film. Charles Martin Smith, at the age of 19, appeared as Terry the Toad Fields, a shy, awkward young man who was often overlooked by his friends, but experienced the most unforgettable night of his life after borrowing Steve Bolander's Chevrolet Impala. Driving a stylish car for the first time, gave Terry a newfound sense of confidence, leading him to meet the beautiful Debbie Dunham, someone he never imagined he could impress. Throughout the night, he stumbled into one hilarious situation after another, from pretending the car was his own and losing his wallet to running into thieves and countless misunderstandings. Terry became a memorable symbol of ordinary young people dreaming of a brighter future. Charles Martin Smith, born on October 30, 1953, built a long and respected career, not only as an actor but also as a screenwriter and director. Although he never became a major Hollywood leading man, he earned admiration as one of the industry's finest character actors, bringing warmth and authenticity to every performance. Now 72 years old, he continues to be recognized for his lasting contributions both in front of the camera and behind the scenes. Cindy Williams, at the age of 25, portrayed Laurie Henderson, a gentle yet strong-willed young woman whose relationship with Steve Bolander reflected the fears many young couples faced as adulthood pulled them in different directions. When Steve suggested they should date other people while away at college, Laurie felt her dreams of a shared future slipping away. After a series of emotional arguments, she was involved in a serious car accident during one of the film's most dramatic moments. Facing the possibility of losing her forever, Steve realized that his love for Laurie was stronger than anything else. The role introduced Cindy Williams to a much wider audience before her television success. Cindy Williams, born on August 22, 1947, overcame many early career challenges before becoming one of America's most beloved television stars through Laverne v. Shirley. She passed away on January 25, 2023, at the age of 75 following a brief illness. To millions of fans, Cindy Williams remains a cherished sitcom icon, while Laurie Henderson continues to represent the sincerity, hope, and innocence of young love. Candy Clark, at the age of 26, appeared as Debbie Dunham, a cheerful, free-spirited young woman who gave Terry the Toad Fields the most unforgettable night of his life. Debbie captured the carefree spirit of American youth in the early 1960s, always wearing a smile, embracing adventure, and making the most of every moment. After Terry borrowed Steve's car and finally found the courage to ask her out, the two shared a series of funny, heartfelt experiences that transformed an ordinary evening into something truly special. Although their romance lasted only one night, it became one of the story's sweetest moments. The role also earned Candy Clark an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Candy Clark, born on June 20, 1947, experienced both the highs and challenges of Hollywood after her breakthrough performance. Although she never maintained the status of a major leading star, she remained a familiar and respected presence on screen. Now 79 years old, Candy Clark is still fondly remembered as a symbol of nostalgic coming-of-age films, while Debbie Dunham continues to represent youthful optimism, kindness, and unexpected romance. Mackenzie Phillips, at the age of 12, took on the role of Carol Morrison, a mischievous, stubborn, and quick-witted young girl who unexpectedly became the reluctant companion of legendary street racer John Milner throughout one unforgettable night. From the moment she climbed into his car, Carol tested John's patience by refusing to go home and talking nonstop, leaving the usually cool and confident driver completely exasperated. Their witty exchanges and constant bickering gradually became some of the film's funniest and most memorable moments, highlighting the contrast between two generations. Mackenzie Phillips impressed audiences with a remarkably natural performance that showed talent well beyond her years. Mackenzie Phillips, born on November 10, 1959, endured many painful struggles after achieving early success in Hollywood. She spent years battling drug addiction, personal hardships, and the lasting effects of traumatic experiences from her childhood. After several unsuccessful attempts at recovery, she eventually turned her life around. Now 66 years old, Mackenzie Phillips is remembered not only as a former teen star, but also as a powerful example of resilience and perseverance. Bo Hopkins, at the age of 30, portrayed Joe Young, the leader of a local street racing group and the man who set the stage for the unforgettable showdown between Bob Falfa and the legendary John Milner. Although Joe never became the final challenger himself, he embodied the fierce competition, pride, and growing street racing culture that defined American youth in the early 1960s. By bringing together the town's two greatest drivers, he helped spark the thrilling climactic race that audiences have remembered for decades. Already known for his rugged Western characters and tough guy roles, Bo Hopkins further strengthened his reputation with this memorable performance. Bo Hopkins, born on February 2, 1942, overcame a difficult childhood spent in an orphanage before building a successful Hollywood career through a wide range of distinctive supporting roles. He appeared in dozens of acclaimed films and became one of the industry's most dependable character actors. Bo passed away from a heart attack on May 28, 2022, at the age of 84, leaving behind a lasting legacy for generations of movie fans. Wolfman Jack, at the age of 34, appeared as himself, the legendary radio personality whose unmistakable raspy voice became the invisible heartbeat of the story. Although he appeared on screen only briefly, his late-night broadcasts echoed throughout the film, connecting every character through the same music, memories, and unforgettable atmosphere. Whether Kurt Henderson was searching for the mysterious blonde, John Milner was cruising the streets, or Steve, Laurie, and Terry were finding their own paths, Wolfman Jack's voice was always there. More than a radio host, he represented the spirit of rock and roll and the hopes of an entire generation of young Americans. Wolfman Jack, born Robert Weston Smith on January 21, 1938, overcame many obstacles before becoming one of America's most influential radio DJs. He passed away from a heart attack on July 1995 at the age of 57. To millions of movie and music fans, Wolfman Jack remains one of the greatest voices in American broadcasting, and his unforgettable sound continues to evoke memories of a generation that never truly faded. Harrison Ford, at the age of 30, stepped into the role of Bob Falfa, an arrogant outsider whose arrival challenged the unbeaten reputation of legendary street racer John Milner. From his first appearance, Bob commanded attention with his bold confidence, his bright yellow Chevrolet, and his refusal to be intimidated by the town's reigning champion. Throughout the night, he relentlessly provoked John, building anticipation for the climactic race everyone was waiting to see. Although John emerged victorious, Bob lost control of his car, which flipped over and burst into flames in one of the film's most intense scenes. The crash became a powerful reminder that a single reckless moment could change a life forever. Harrison Ford, born on July 13, 1942, spent years struggling to establish himself in Hollywood and even worked as a carpenter to support his family before his breakthrough arrived. Just a few years later, he became an international icon through Han Solo and Indiana Jones, two roles that secured his place among the greatest stars in Hollywood history. Now 84 years old, Harrison Ford remains a legendary figure in adventure and action films, while Bob Falfa is remembered as the small but unforgettable role that helped launch an extraordinary career. Suzanne Somers, at the age of 25, appeared as the blonde in The T-Bird, a mysterious young woman who appeared only briefly yet became one of the film's most unforgettable images. As Kurt Henderson drove through the crowded streets, she smiled, looked directly at him, and softly whispered, "I love you," before her white Thunderbird disappeared into the night. That fleeting encounter inspired Kurt to spend the entire evening searching for a woman whose name he never even learned. By the film's conclusion, he never truly found her again, but the memory of that moment gave him the courage to board a plane and begin the next chapter of his life. Suzanne Somers, born on October 16, 1946, overcame years of financial hardship before rising to television stardom. She later became a household name through Three's Company, earning recognition as one of America's most beloved television stars of the late 1970s. After a long and courageous battle with breast cancer, Suzanne passed away on October 15, 2023, at the age of 76, just one day before her 77th birthday. Thank you for joining us on this nostalgic journey through a true Hollywood classic. If you enjoyed looking back at these unforgettable stars and memories, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with fellow classic movie fans. Until next time, take care, and we'll see you again for another journey through the timeless legends of the silver screen.